The Carnivore Diet, Good Trend or Bad Trend by Thatcher Manuel. Here are the table of contents. What is the carnivore diet? The carnivore diet is an eating plan that is mainly animal-based foods. Some people that use this diet mainly eat foods like beef, poultry, fish, and eggs, as well as some other dairy products, while they try to avoid fruits, vegetables, grains, and nuts. The main goal of a carnivore diet is to consume high amounts of protein and fat while keeping her carbohydrate intake close to zero. Here are a food guide of the carnivore diet. History and popularity. The carnivore diet is inspired by historical all-meat diets and elimination diets that focus on removing certain foods to identify possible sensitivities. In the past couple of years, it has become popular through podcasts, socials, and media influencers who help promote its potential health benefits. Many people claim that this diet can help with weight loss and reduce inflammation. However, despite its growing population, there is still evidence that supports many of these claims. How does the diet work? The carnivore diet works by reducing carbohydrate intake to basically zero and only focusing on eating animal-based foods. The body receives very few carbohydrates. This is very bad because our body may enter a metabolic state called ketosis, which is where your body fat is being burned for energy instead of burning carbohydrates instead. This diet is also high in protein, which helps people feel more full, and it can help create stronger bones and muscles. Are there benefits to this diet? This diet does provide some benefits, although many of them are more based on personal experiences with this diet instead of having scientific evidence. It may promote short-term weight loss, especially since it's high in protein and eliminates processed foods. For some people, the diet may improve sugar control by reducing carbohydrate intake. The high protein intake can help support muscles and bone growth. Risks and limitations. This diet has several risks and limitations that should be considered because it excludes all plant-based foods. It contains barely any fiber, which can lead to digestive problems, and the diet may cause deficiencies in important nutrients, including vitamin C, folate, and magnesium, which are all found in fruits and vegetables. Comparison to Canada's Food Guide. Canada's Food Guide recommends eating a balanced diet that includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and both plant and animal-based foods. The carnivore diet removes almost everything as it is only animal-based foods. This diet does not follow Canada's Food Guide. My opinion. For me personally, I think it's important to have a very balanced diet. So I would never try this diet, even though I am a big fan of meat and animal-based foods. I do think it comes with more downsides and possibilities that could happen in the future. Here is a short little video that I will play for a little bit. It's a little long, but I'll only play a little bit of it.
You've heard a lot of people talking about the carnivore diet, but you don't know why someone would want to eat just meat. Let's talk about that. How's it going, guys? My name is Richie Kerwin, and today we're going to talk a little more about the carnivore diet. Specifically, we're going to talk about why some people do it and whether there's science behind any of those reasons. As always, I want to point out that I'm not telling you to follow or not follow this diet. In all my videos, my goal is to help explain some of the science behind different aspects of diet and nutrition. My goal is to help you understand how different diets, foods, and nutrients affect our health, so you can use your own critical thinking to help you make up your mind about what to do with that information. Let's get started. Just before we start, it's worth mentioning what the carnivore diet is. Basically, it's an all-meat or predominantly meat diet. Depending on the person doing it, they may include eggs and some dairy products. But the common feature is a lot of meat and very little or no plants at all, not even spices. I've done another video on the health effects of carnivore already, which gives a better explanation of what the diet is, so remember to check that out after this video. So, why do people even do the carnivore diet? Well, one of the big reasons that people speak about is avoiding plant toxins. You see, some big names in the carnivore community like to point out that while virtually all animals are edible, most plants aren't. Now, that's a perfectly valid fact that unfortunately gets blown out of proportion. Yes, there are a lot of plants that humans can't eat, but there are also over 7,000 plant species that we can. A common trope in carnivore circles is that plants produce toxins because they don't want to be eaten. So humans shouldn't eat them because those toxins will be bad for us. It's a great story doesn't really have a lot of science to back it up. Plants do produce a huge variety of phytochemicals, and they carry out a huge variety of different roles in plants. And some of those are to help the plant defend themselves. There's a really important saying that is very applicable in nutrition.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there because this video is 8 minutes long and I don't really want to watch the whole thing. And here are all of my cited work. Thank you. Goodbye.